Hello everybody. So now we're kind of going through and finding the ones we forgot or missed, and I can't believe I forgot these ones, some of them, but all right. So we're at the top of the mountain. There's the red obelisk. You can see latitude 85.2. Even I can't see that, hold on. Latitude 89.1, longitude 20.7. This is actually a Rockwell note, which we're not getting yet because we're not doing those yet. But we want to walk towards the red obelisk. So towards the red obelisk, right down here. You can see the next note. And this note is at latitude 88.7, longitude 19.1. That something's gonna eat me? Yep, it was a Troodon.
Leedsichthys conviviumbrosia is probably the largest fish in the waters around the island. Its meat is also extremely succulent, a surprise given its size. It is often traded with the same value as prime meat, and colloquially called prime fish. Of course, not all Leedsichthys meat is this high quality, but most of it is. While the demand for Leedsichthys meat is high, the fish is notoriously difficult to track and hunt. Between its large size, powerful attacks, incredible speed when it turns to flee, and humankind's general ineptitude on open water, actually killing a Leedsichthys is one of the island's more difficult tasks. The hunt for an extremely elusive breed of the fish, the fabled great albino Leedsichthys, has been known to drive otherwise sensible men and women mad with obsession, as if all evil were visibly personified and made practically assailable in this one creature. Despite its large size and the fact that it may well be strong enough to carry heavy loads, Leedsichthys does not appear to be intelligent enough to tame. Nevertheless, some large tribes keep an enormous pen with a few Leedsichthys trapped inside for cultivating purposes, as bits of prime fish can be repeatedly scraped off the gargantuan beast without killing it.
So there's the lychee. All right, we're off to the next one. All right, so this next one, we are see, there's the red obelisk, there's the redwoods. The area right in between Huey's antennas is where the Rhyniognatha spawns. And behind us used to be the plateau. So if you come down to where it walks up onto the plateau, you come right down here.
Parasaur amphibio has one of the more interesting adaptations of any creature I've seen on the island. Like all parasaur, it has a signature crest on its head. Very docile at first, I've been able to approach the creature without disturbing it. If startled, however, the creature can vocalize a distress call to the surrounding area that warns of danger. Parasaur appears to be low on the food chain and is hunted by everything, creatures and humans alike, which explains its skittish nature. It is a good source of meat and hide, if you can manage to keep up with it long enough to kill it. Despite being what most tribes consider a relatively useless creature to tame, I once met an interesting woman who had tamed an entire herd of them. She informed me that many overlooked the creature's potential, She even graciously gifted me a fancy saddle to put on my own Parasaurolophus one day. As a relatively simple creature to domesticate, Parasaurolophus is commonly one of the first mounts a tribe will be able to acquire. Its ability to run relatively fast for lengthy intervals makes it a solid mode of medium-range transportation, though it has almost no ability to defend itself or its rider in a traditional sense. Smaller creatures, however, appear to be frightened by the horn of Parasaurolophus, although it doesn't do much damage. It also has decent weight-bearing capabilities, which could prove useful for nomadic tribes as they work to establish a presence on the island.
And we are at latitude 75.1, longitude 29.1. That should put you right on the Parasaur. And we're off to the next one. All right, so here we are at this one. You can see there's the red obelisk there. There's the other hill there with the, I think it's a Rockwell note on it. This is what used to be in ASE, it was just a big rock. That is, there we go. So we're gonna go down here. This used to be on a shelf of the big rock. It is now right underneath it.
Utahraptor prime is an incredibly aggressive subspecies of Utahraptor found on the island. It tends to travel in small hunting packs, attacking smaller prey with its sharp teeth and enlarged foreclaws. When hunting in packs, the pack leader can vocalize a signal that acts as a battle cry. Be prepared to run or fight if you hear the call of the Utahraptor. The pack will repeat the calls and attack with much greater intensity. One of the faster creatures on the island, Utahraptor often uses their pack numbers to their advantage by swarming around their prey before it can react. The large curved talon on the second toe of this subspecies seems particularly suited for dealing significant damage. Utahraptor prime usually kill its prey with numerous slashing and biting attacks in rapid sequence. What the Utahraptor lacks in size, it makes up for in ingenuity. Rather than chase down smaller creatures, Utahraptor will pounce and pin its prey to the ground rather than chasing it around. Despite its normally aggressive nature, Utahraptors have become one of the primary combat mounts for roaming bands of raiders, as well as scouts for larger collectives. Those who ride Utahraptor claim they are difficult to tame, but then fiercely loyal. As a carnivore, once tamed, they require a steady stream of meat to sustain.
That is at latitude 92.8, longitude 20.7. And we are off to the next one. All right, so from this location, we're gonna come out here. Now this used to all be a huge sandy area, but the path is still here. So we're gonna walk with the rock on our left. We're gonna walk right down here. And it is right in between Huey's claws right now. Right in between his antenna too. There we go.
From afar, it's hard to believe that Quetzalcoatlus is one of the largest avians on the island. It shares a similar silhouette with the pteranodon and nests near the absolute highest peaks. Upon closer inspection though, Quetzalcoatlus is an enormous creature of tremendous power. I find it strange that such a large, imposing beast would be so skittish. Unlike other creatures of its size, it is more likely to flee than fight. I suppose the decision to flee from any trouble keeps the species alive on an island with so many dangerous predators. But then how does it eat enough to sustain its massive size? Tamed Quetzalcoatlus have a very specific role on the island. Too slow to be an efficient local transport and too weak to be an effective warbird. The tribes I have encountered tend to employ it as a mass carrier. Quetzalcoatlus is primarily used by these masters of the skies to safely carry vast quantities of supplies, creatures, and human cargo from one base to another without tiring.
And this puts us at latitude 93.6, longitude 18.9. And we are off to the next one. Okay, I'm back. We are at the next one, but I have some good news. I had the unlocked notes, or I didn't have anything clicked up here, so it was showing me all the dossiers. We only have 2 left, not 46. So, and I know what 2 we have left. So here's the next one. We are at, I think this is Sawtooth Mountain. I can't remember. But we're at this far mountain, latitude 34, longitude 84.4. And we're looking at these ruins right here near the top of the mountain. If you come in here, it's hiding in the bush.
I feel lucky to have crossed paths with Carcharodontasaurus medicupestis and lived to tell the tale. Though I'm not sure if this predator grows bigger than a Giganotosaurus, I hope to never find out. Just one of these bruises held its own against an army of us, and that encounter cost us dearly. Carcharodontasaurus can sweep aside attackers with its tail, but it's the other end you'll really want to avoid. It has teeth like steak knives, set in jaws strong enough to shred most prey. Even a near miss will carve you up, but good. Like its namesake, the great white shark, Carcharodontasaurus gets more dangerous once it tastes blood. Each kill seems to give these monsters a rush and drive it into a berserker frenzy. Anyone that manages to tame a Carcharodontasaurus will gain a new way to rally their tribe for battle. There's something about this monster's roar that drives others to fight. A war cry for hell's own army. The more tactical tribes will let their Carcharodontasaurus tear through the mid-sized creatures in their enemies' ranks, thereby building up its blood rage to take on the largest threats. Talk about shock and awe.
There's I call it the chardonnut. Oh, and that is at, so here it is. And that is at latitude 32.8, longitude 85.1. And we are off to the last one. All right, last but not least, there's the volcano, there's the other mountain, we're right in the middle, right where these ruins are. And the best way to work this out that I have found is, can you see the house right there by the top of the sea? It's right there. We're gonna go right down here. And that is the last one. Rhyniognatha. I swear, every new creature I come across here makes me more sure they've all had their genes tampered with. I know I'm right about this. Take this monster bug I'm calling Rhyniognatha. And something. Big enough to headline a horror flick, but still light enough to fly and skate across water. Would you believe it also makes a weirdly useful, quick hardening resin with a variety of uses? It can thicken up its shell for a defensive boost, spray hard bullet-like globs, or squirt soft globs that harden on impact to gum up incoming predators. Domesticated, this overgrown earwig, is that what she called it, is just what you need to level up your tribe's aerial defenses. It can stick itself to creatures or cargo and carry things around your base. And its glue bombs disrupt tech just as well as Dinopithecus dung. That said, Rhyniognatha raising isn't for the squeamish. Their males have a pheromone that invites egg-laying females to use them as hosts. Harvest that pheromone and you can mark any creature for the female to lay her eggs on. The host then incubates a new generation of larvae that can reap its best traits in the process. If some poor beast gets eggs laid on it by accident, you might still be able to save it by popping it in a cryopod and freezing out the larva. There we go. That was our last dossier. And the weather is horrible. But that concludes all of the creature dossiers on the island in ARK Ascended. We are now going to attempt to tame at least one of every animal that we can so that we get the zoologist achievement. And then we are going to work on getting ready to do bosses, as well as get all the other notes. It gets into kind of like ARK lore, and I love ARK lore. So we'll go through and get all of Helen's notes, all of Mei Yin's notes, and we'll read them off so that you guys can kind of follow along if you're new to ARK, or even if you're old to ARK and you just don't know the lore and the stories behind it. It'll be fun. And we get the achievement for getting all the Explorer notes too. So that'll be awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed getting all these dossiers with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.